Located in the town of Al Zubarah in Qatar, Al Zubarah Fort is a historical fortress. The fort was built in the mid-18th century by Sheikh Abdullah bin Jassim Al Thani, the founder of the town of Al Zubarah, which was an important pearl trading and fishing port on the western coast of Qatar. The fort was constructed using traditional Qatari building materials, including coral stone and mud bricks. It was designed as a square-shaped fortress with circular towers at each corner and was used to protect the town's valuable trade routes and pearl diving sites. Today, the fort is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and has been restored and preserved to its original condition. It is open to the public as a museum and cultural center, showcasing the history and culture of Qatar and the Arabian Gulf region. Visitors to Al Zubarah Fort can explore the fortress and its surrounding areas, including the archaeological site of the town of Al Zubarah, which contains ruins of old houses, mosques, and other structures. The museum inside the fort features exhibits on the history and culture of the region, including displays of traditional Qatari handicrafts, weapons, and other artifacts. There are also audio-visual presentations and interactive exhibits that provide insight into the daily life of the people who lived in the town of Al Zubarah in the past. Overall, Al Zubarah Fort is a fascinating historical and cultural site that offers visitors a glimpse into Qatar's rich past and the region's maritime and trade history. How to visit Al Zubarah Fort. Al Zubarah Fort is located in the town of Al Zubarah, which is approximately 100 kilometers northwest of Doha, the capital city of Qatar. Here are some ways to visit the fort. By car, you can rent a car or take a taxi from Doha to Al Zubarah. The journey takes around 90 minutes and there is ample parking available near the fort. By bus, you can take a bus from the Doha bus station to Madinat al-Shamal and then transfer to another bus to Al Zubarah. The journey takes around 2 to 3 hours and the buses are air-conditioned. By tour, many tour operators in Qatar offer tours to Al Zubarah Fort, which usually include transportation, guided tours, and other activities. You can book a tour online or through a travel agency in Doha. Once you arrive in Al Zubarah, you can purchase tickets for the fort at the entrance. The fort is open from Saturday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Fridays from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Guided tours are available and are highly recommended as they provide a more in-depth look at the history and culture of the fort and the surrounding town. Cost of visiting Al Zubarah Fort. Residents of Qatar or GCC countries are eligible for free entry with a valid ID. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait. Please note that these prices are subject to change and make sure to confirm the latest prices before visiting. Also, as the fort is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it's important to respect the cultural and historical significance of the site and follow any guidelines or rules set by the fort staff. The cost of a tour of Al Zubarah Fort can vary depending on the tour operator and the type of tour you choose. Some tours may include transportation to and from the fort, a guided tour of the fort and surrounding areas, and other activities such as visiting nearby archaeological sites or museums. The cost of a tour of Al Zubarah Fort typically ranges from around 200 Qatari riyals to 500 Qatari riyals per person, depending on the level of service and activities included. It's important to note that prices are subject to change, and it's best to check with the tour operator for the latest information and availability. Additionally, it's a good idea to research and compare different tour options to find one that best suits your interests and budget. Best time of visiting Al Zubarah Fort. The best time to visit Al Zubarah in Qatar is during the winter months from November to April. During this period, the weather is more pleasant with cooler temperatures and less humidity compared to the scorching hot and humid summers. Additionally, the winter months offer a wide range of outdoor activities such as exploring the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Al Zubarah Fort and its surrounding historic town, hiking in the nearby desert, and exploring the nearby beaches. It's important to note that Qatar's weather can still be quite hot during the winter months, so it's recommended to bring light clothing and sun protection. Also, keep in mind that some shops and attractions in Al Zubarah may have shorter operating hours during the off-season.